What do we have here? This is another episode of Watching Shoes. The watch is the Invicta Grand Diver. Grand Diver on there, automatic, really smooth secondhand. Check it out. For anybody who likes to watch smooth secondhands, just roll on by. I know I do. This right here is a shoe that I just wrote off that I would not ever come across. I actually first was introduced to this shoe as a boot. So I'm really interested to see, I was very interested to see they had moved it on to a sneaker style shoe, high top sneaker, Chuck Taylor-esque. This is Johnny Varvatos. Makes some pretty cool stuff. Check out the interior real quick. Handmade in Italy. Beautiful leather interior. Check out deep inside. Minimal stitches. Can't really see right there. That's basically just leather and on more leather. The stitch that you did see was this one going around. Can't really knock anybody for that. But the gem about this shoe, if you didn't notice it already, one thing I noticed in the US, a lot of people have never heard of, nor do they know what it is. WholeCut. You hear me all the time talking about WholeCut and or WholeCut theme. And this shoe, good gracious. Like I said, initially I saw it as a boot. And I looked it up immediately. It was not in my size. I was in one of those stores where they have great discounts, but it was not my size. And I said, man, whenever I see that boot, I will buy it. I mean, it's just, if you understand WholeCut, this is like a grail shoe. I understand WholeCut, therefore this is my grail shoe for WholeCut. Why? Because there's so many different ways to make a WholeCut shoe, but rarely ever will you see this level of style involved in WholeCut, because WholeCut is about upper echelon class as far as a classy thing to put on your foot. So they took this notion of upper echelon, extreme class, most difficult type of shoe to make out of leather, and they threw a Chuck Taylor underneath it. And that's pretty much who I am. So I'm that dude that's like, I don't approve of rules. You do not do this with a WholeCut leather shoe. If you aren't aware, because I've made plenty of videos to inform you what WholeCut is, but if this is your first time on my channel and first time checking out a video of mine, thank you for doing that. This is what I mean when I say WholeCut. One piece of leather for the entire shoe. So you have one stitch here, and if you follow me around the shoe, it appears to be stitching there. It is not. It's simply an attempt to show you that this is a Chuck Taylor style shoe underneath. None of this is actually affecting the leather. This leather was put on top of something resembling a Chuck Taylor. So, start back again. One piece of leather going this way. It's laying over top of a Chuck Taylor underneath. Raggedy gym shoe. Premium leather. In an enormously difficult manner of creating a shoe. WholeCut. So, premium leather WholeCut over a gym shoe. Raggedy gym shoe. Beautiful. Right up my alley. So you have one stitch here going around. If you'll follow top to bottom, just one piece of leather. This is a shoestring. This is the threading, stitching that was created underneath to make a Chuck Taylor. There's the shoestrings crisscrossing. No broken leather on the outside. One piece of leather. There's your cap toe for the bobos of the Chuck Taylor, but the leather does not break. One piece of leather. Imagine yourself trying to pull this off and how difficult that would be. One piece of leather. This is a full-blown Chuck Taylor underneath with shoestrings and stitching and lace eyelets. Oh, there you go. We've broken the leather, but if you look very close, as was the case with the last WholeCut leather boot that I showed, just scroll down and you can check that one out. If you look close, they cut, yes, the leather for the zipper, but as you can see here, one piece of leather. It doesn't go all the way down. So it wants to make sure you're clear that we're still working on one piece of leather. Yes, we made an incision for a zipper, but we did not go all the way to the bottom because we want you to be clear that this is still one piece of leather. You got the J for Johnny Varvatos on the zipper. I mean, classy, stylish design for something to put on your foot. Going all the way back down, all the way back to there. Only stitching the entire shoe. One piece of leather. Can't give Johnny Varvatos enough props for this. Unbelievable. I saw this initially, like I said, in the form of a boot. I said I would not, and I rarely do succumb to the seduction of just pulling it out of my pocket and buying it. I waited and waited and waited until I found this on sale. I walked into a Johnny Varvatos store in Houston, Texas, Galleria Mall, hoping with my fingers crossed to find this design. The guy laughed me out of the store. He told me that's years old. You'll never find that. And then I went to Vegas, and Vegas had it on sale. Didn't even pay the full price for the shoe. $100 off. I've been very lucky in Vegas. I'm not sure what's going on, but I got a lot of sales and deals. I got another shoe I'm going to show you, a Porsche design. Pull that up real quick. This is a $550 shoe. I got it for $100 in Vegas. I mean, I've just been extremely lucky out here. I'm not sure what's going on. It's like somebody's trying to get me to gamble or something. But I won't do it. I pretty much stick to having an enjoyable time. But I try to stay away from the whole gambling stuff. Maybe $100, maybe $20, but that's about it for me on the Vegas. Pretty much stick to the pools. I got beautiful pools. But yeah, this is it. Pools and buffets is what I go to Vegas for. But yeah, this is, and food, I guess. Not just buffet, but food. Great chefs out here. But back to the task at hand. 315 Johnny Varvatos. I could care less about the rubber sole. Like I said, when I first saw the shoe, it was on a boot. So to see it not on a boot was a little bit of a crunch. But I do see the art and the way they designed this rubber. It looks aged. It's got they put time into it and they put some art into it. So I respect it and bought the shoe. But the main point of this shoe is here. Even if it was on a boot, it would be here. The fact that this is a WholeCut piece. I've shown you another WholeCut. I'm trying to think of the designer, Giuseppe Zanotti. I believe that was it. But it was classic. A classic boot, WholeCut boot. Very hard to find in the United States of America. And then I also have to add to the WholeCut selection of boots. Boot style, boot-esque. This, which is really a slap in the face to the sedittiness of even wanting a WholeCut item. It's like, wow, let me put this WholeCut on a raggedy gym shoe so we can put some levity in the whole posh topic of WholeCut shoes. Hands clapping for Johnny Varvatos. This is just a beautiful design. and I cannot wait to rock this shoe. WholeCut interior, WholeCut exterior, but don't get too nose up too high. This is still a gym shoe. Chuck Taylor. Yeah, that's just an awesome idea. The clash of those two worlds merged into one. That's what I call art. Beautiful, beautiful setup. So this is like ice and fire to me. Anyone who knows what a WholeCut is going to see it. It's ice and fire is what they've done here. Salt and pepper, sugar and spice. It's just that type of a shoe. So yeah, hands clapping. I can't believe I actually got my hands on this thing, and on sale on top of that. They had various colors if you want to go to Vegas and pick them up in the Johnny Varvatos store and the premium outlets. They have various colors available. This is the color that I chose. They had black. I think they have a green or dark green. But yeah, get it while it lasts. Great sales going on here in Vegas. I'm taking full-fledged advantage of them. Thanks for watching another episode of Watching Shoes. Hope you enjoyed.